Okay, I get it. This SMP has had about 12 billion wars in the past 2 years, and it's actually hell to try and keep up with all of them. I've got you covered. Here's every Dream SMP war in under 30 seconds, with some extras thrown in because they don't fit in with anyone. If you're seeing this video, you've probably already watched some of my stuff before, so if you'd like it, please do consider subscribing. It helps me do bigger and more ambitious projects in the future. The Lemon Tree Conflict. So the Lemon Tree Conflict was what essentially started every other war in the SMP. Pong built a tree called the Lemon Tree, which is both where he lived and the second Lemon Tree after George burnt down the first one in response to Pong grieving his base. Pong then pranked Sapnap, who burned down the second tree, creating a feud with Pong that escalated continuously until Tommy joined the server. Tommy and Sapnap then teamed up to murder Pong in retaliation, which annoyed Dream. Disc Saga Part 1. Alright, so Dream was annoyed at Tommy and Sapnap for killing Pong, so he tried to kill them both. He ended up getting 2v1'd and killed repeatedly, but as Tommy was gloating over the kill, Dream secretly managed to steal Tommy's 2 discs, which took him hours to get, and hide them. Sapnap then managed to steal discs back, Tommy hid them, Dream found them again, Sapnap semi-betrayed Tommy, and then Tommy and Tubbo tried to get the discs back in multiple battles, finally about to win when Tubbo team killed Tommy with an arrow. The discs were then traded for a netherite chestplate, but their importance was far from over. Camarvan Conflict. British boy extraordinaire Wilbur Soot then joined the server, and in his first stream constructed what he called a Camarvan, and then lived up to his nationality and went on a spree around the server attempting to create a monopoly over blaze rods and brewing stands. How? By telling people they gave them diarrhea. Obviously, the other server members didn't like this, so Sapnap tried to place them under arrest. Tubbo and Fundy were both swayed to Wilbur's side by his words, and after some squabbling, they started a new empire as a front for that business. Manberg War for Independence. So you remember how Wilbur lived up to being British? Yeah, he did that again and started colonizing stuff, naming his new empire Manberg. Dream and his gang denied Manberg independence, so they fought a war with Wilbur's son, Fundy, Tubbo, Tommy, Eret, and Wilbur himself. The war was evenly matched at the start despite the armor discrepancy until Eret betrayed Manberg, saying it was never meant to be, and the war was lost. Tommy then put his discs, yeah, remember those, on the line for a final duel against Dream, and lost with Dream giving Manberg independence anyway. Pet War 1. Coincidentally, it was around this time that Sapnap accidentally killed Niachu's pet fox Fungi and Tommy's pet cow Harold. Tommy and Nikki then took Sapnap's fish, Beckerson and Mars, and griefed his house as revenge, but Dream later logged on and managed to get the fish back. Fungi was also attached to Fungi and was mad at Sapnap, so he manipulated Nikki into killing Sap's fox Sketchers. Sap then killed Fundy's Enderman in retaliation, who then stole all of Dream and Sapnap's pets. Sap and Fundy then dueled to decide the winner, which Sapnap won, getting his pets back. Right after this, the election took place, but that wasn't a war. Or at least, I don't think it counts as one. Items Conflict. Items Conflict is a bit of a weird name, but it fits. Sap had taken Punz's things right before a game of hide and seek in Eret's castle, and when he went AFK, Punz killed him to get his hands on them, and logged out. Sap then threatened to burn down Punz's house, and proceeded to light the interior on fire while they were arguing. Punz's items and some pets died in this fire. Bad then killed Sap that they could use his horse as leverage, to which Sap threatened to kill the oldest dog on the server. Punz then finally logged back on and gave Sap's things back. War of the Burning Eiffel Tower. Back to the main story. Sapnap kidnapped Tommy's cow Henry, accidentally killing it in the process. Tommy then burnt down the Eiffel Tower, the site of Sap and Carl's honeymoon, and was joined by Skeppy and Dream. They then tried to frame Bad Boy Halo, but Sapnap didn't believe them and started eating Henry's remains in front of Tommy as revenge. Dream then gave Tommy Sapnap's fish Mars in secret, and this merely caused more chaos and led to the next war. The War of the Lake. Essentially, after the Battle of the Lake, two sides coalesced and fought near a small lake. It was Dream, a recently allied Technoblade, and Tommy versus Bad, Skeppy, and Punz and Sap. Nikki watched from afar, and halfway through, Punz seemed to switch sides, causing the other side to retreat, leaving Tommy to collect all the spoils of war. Everyone involved agreed to keep the sword from JSchlatt and Wilbur so that more blood need not be shed. Before we get to the next bit, though, let's do a little recap. So the lemon... alright, so... Wait, no, that's too far. British boy, so you remember how coincidentally, right after items conflict, back to the main... Essentially... Wow, that's such a crazy coincidence, haha. The Red Festival. So, called the Manberg Festival, this was a celebration held by Manberg's then ruler, JSchlatt. After most of the festivities, JSchlatt exposed Tubbo as a traitor and forced Technoblade to kill him, who was then attacked by Tommy out of rage, leading to a duel between them later. Oh, and also, Wilbur tried to blow up the festival with pre-rigged TNT, but failed to find the button he had rigged for it earlier. Hey, Will... Yeah, you could have just Pet War 2. Truth be told, there was another minor Pet War before this one, but it isn't relevant. In this one, it's Tommy v Sapnap for Tommy's horse and Sapnap's fish, Mars. Sapnap offered his help in the rebellion in exchange for no violence and got killed by Techno as verification of his deal. However, Tommy refused to honor his side of the deal, so Sap killed the horse instantly and started attacking Tommy. Multiple people then joined, and Sapnap told Tommy to kill his pets as revenge, but Tommy refused, not wanting to become the new Sapnap. Tommy then released Mars into the ocean to prevent any further wars. Why didn't you guys think of this 7 months ago? Pogtopia versus Manberg. Okay, we've missed half the main story at this point, but that's not important. Pogtopia, led by Wilbur, Technoblade, who is Stack, and the rest of the old Manberg crew, are now rebelling against JSchlatt's new regime called Manberg. There's talk of a traitor, so tensions are high, but they win. They corner JSchlatt, who then probably dies of a stroke. Wilbur then goes and blows up Manberg anyway, and Technoblade, who's an anarchist, feels betrayed when a new government is formed despite the opposite being promised to him, and so wreaks havoc with Withers. Oh, and Phil kills Wilbur. Tommy's exile. Precisely as tensions were starting to die down, Tommy and Rambo then grieved George's house, for which Dream retaliated by pressuring Tubbo into exiling Tommy. Tommy was then exiled to a place far from the SMP where he built a small village called Loxtonshire with Ghoster. He was not allowed to leave, and Dream regularly made him destroy everything he owned, causing him severe emotional trauma. Dream also cut Tommy off from the outside world by destroying any letters or invites going in or out of Loxtonshire. This is a fun and light-hearted block game. Wow, I cannot believe how fun and light-hearted this game is. Mexican Manberg versus the Dream SMP. Quackity, Carl, Sapnap, and George started a country called Mexican Manberg, which also demanded independence from the Dream SMP. Carl agreed to lose a canon life to frame Eric as a killer to help with this. This sort of worked, with Mexican Manberg being recognized as separate, but having to repair all damage caused and apologize, shortly after which they rebanded to El Rapids. This nation then fell apart due to rising tensions elsewhere, and the members all moving on to their own countries, which will come up later. Technoblade's execution. Tubbo, Quackity, Funny, and Rambo, calling themselves the Butcher Army, all blamed Technoblade for Manberg's downfall and wanted to hold him accountable. They managed to both arrest Filza and find Technoblade's horse Carl and hold him hostage, which forced Techno into the execution cage. Techno managed to survive using a totem of undying and escaped on a horse given to him by Dream. Quackity managed to catch up to Techno and challenge him to a fight, and Techno managed to win despite the huge armor discrepancy.
I have a pickaxe, and I'll put it through your teeth!
The Green Festival. The Butcher Army then organized the Green Festival, with the sole aim of trying to kill Dream for helping Techno escape his execution. Dream had agreed to come to the festival unarmored, but logged in fully armored and started building walls around Manberg, saying it was because Tommy had griefed the community house. Dream demanded that Tubbo give him Tommy's disc to help him enforce the exile, and Tubbo eventually complied, and after a lot of side switching, Techno and Dream agreed to team up to destroy Manberg once and for all. Doomsday. Dream Techno wanted to destroy Manberg for control and anarchy respectively, and set up huge TNT dispensing machines over Manberg along with Withers and an army of dogs. Fondy, Nikki, and a few others broke off into a third party that literally only existed to remain neutral and end the other sides. Dream told Techno that he had a spy in Manberg, and after it was razed to the ground with TNT cannons, it was revealed that the spy was Nikki, who burned down the Lamantry, the oldest tree on the server, with Eric's fateful words, "It was never meant to be." Disc Saga finale. Dream, at the peak of his power, called Tommy and Tubbo both to his lair for one final battle over the discs. They lose, he does have a massive lair and god items, and are about to get their hopes completely crushed when Puns leads the rest of the SMP to their rescue. They're then saved, Dream is locked up in prison by Awesome Dude, and everyone lives happily ever after. Oh, also, this entire thing was planned by Dream to set up an even bigger plan, so the Red Banquet. While all that's been going on, there's an egg that's been spreading onto the SMP. It mind controls members like Bad, Skeppy, and more, and Puffy is the main person working against the egg. The Eggpire, as they're called, organize a banquet as a way to mend relations, but then trap all the invitees inside and start killing them one by one to make the egg more powerful. But only Foolish gets killed before they're saved by Technoblade, Purple, and Quackity, who stop the ritual and free everyone. Technoblade's imprisonment. Quackity teams up with Sam, who's guarding Dream in prison, and wants to consolidate power for that country he started called Las Nevadas. To do this, he makes Dream call Technoblade to the prison under false pretenses, and then traps Techno in prison with Dream. The two almost break out by hand-punching Obsidian for days before they're caught, at which point Phil uses an Enderpearl stasis chamber to free Techno from prison. Also, Dream has a book which can revive people, which is why Quackity kept him alive. Dream's escape. Most recently, Dream was broken out of prison by Technoblade, who also broke out Connor and Rambo on the way out as part of a favor. Rambo was killed on the way out, and it turns out that that was his last canon life, with him coming back as a ghost. The rest of them escaped scot-free, and Dream was armored up by Puns after he escaped. Techno was given a picture of Rambo's son Michael before his death, and now he's teamed up with Tubbo to try and decipher what the image might actually mean. If that last story interests you, click on this video for a more in-depth explanation. If you want to see another video like this one, click on this one. Subscribe!